So today we're over here at Wing Point as always because they're so fantastic in letting us take the time to do these videos. Today's up on the block is the Blaser FBX. Yeah, the one that makes all those dust clouds. You're gonna see why.
All right guys, disclaimer alert, this time from me. So, number one, we are not saying which ammo is best. This happens to be the ammo that we currently enjoy. Number two, we are not saying which shotgun is best. And number three, guys, last but not least, we are not scientific. We are trying to make it friendly for you so you can see how easy it is to get out on the course and pattern your shotgun. So hopefully you guys learned some stuff from this. Hopefully you're enjoying the series so far. Once again, let's get right into it.
All right, so we're gonna grab the Blaser. The Blaser, the one, the only. And we're gonna start with Browning. We tend to, in this series, start with Browning, so let's see how she does. Again, just to confirm, the Blaser FBX, 32-inch barrels, and mod over mod configuration. Here, take a little quick look at that gun. That's right, that's my baby. All right, we're gonna go Blaser FBX, 32-inch barrels, mod choke at 30 yards. Browning ammunition. Damn, that gun is good. Now I got the, what do you say, the tools of the trade? Tape measure, highlighter. Let's start reading. So my hold was right here. That's where my bead was. Normally, when I would be shooting this, I would not be holding here. I'd actually be holding here if I was shooting a clay bird because I shoot its feet off. So naturally, this will be a little high. We got all the way up at the tippity top and down there. Call it 33 and a half inches vertical. And we got over here to all the way over here. Call it 36 and a half horizontal. That's a fairly decent spread. You'll notice that the hot core of this seems to primarily be there. And what we're looking for is gaps, little one. As we go out to the broader pattern, sure. Out here, yeah, but in here, I mean, you're talking tiny. The biggest one is right here. You could almost fit like a mini at best. Down here on the bottom, it starts breaking up a little bit again. Nowhere you're fitting a clay in here. It doesn't matter what orientation you throw it. What I kind of call the hot core is about 22 inches wide and about 19 and a half inches tall. So as long as you can put this on target, you're gonna absolutely destroy things. Now there's a reason why this Blaser is shooting high. It's about my shooting technique. It's about how the gun is designed for my shooting style. So don't worry about where the shot hits, just worry about the pattern. I'll tell you right now, that would explain why we're getting dust clouds from that Blaser. And that is not considered S-tier ammunition. That's a good, reasonable, strong performing ammunition at a good price. All right, so we just got done seeing the Browning ammunition to the Blaser FBX. Let's throw these Machs. These are gonna go 1 1/8, 1300, 7.5 shot. B&P makes a great shell. I would venture to say I'm a B&P fanboy to a degree. And for the record, we're shooting bottom barrel on all these over-unders. Again, it'll shoot a little high. See how we do. All right, here we go. We're back at the patterning board. So, what an interesting read. That appears to be, no, that looks like shot, and it just hit the wet spot of the paper from sitting on the ground that Lisa told me to be mindful of, which I blatantly ignored. So if we went from there, that's, call it 35 and a half left to right. And we got one all the way up there and one all the way down there, which call it 33 on the nose. That is beast mode. It gets a little light here, but not enough for a bird to scoot past. So that's about your big gaps. So let me take you through this, tell you what I thought. So I shot with a hold right around here, maybe a smidge higher on this one. The gun got away from me, just maybe on the 9 ring here, the shoot and see, but really dense. And outside the core of the pattern, there's not much wasted ammunition. Now again, remember, we're not measuring shot string, so we don't know when all of this is flying through the air because it's a cone, right? And it has that tail to it. It's not flying as a wall of shot. But what's on the board, that is fantastic performance. This is actually the very best performance I've seen from B&P through all the guns we've tested yet, to be quite honest with you. This is gonna be hard to beat by the Winchester. Now, Winchester has been putting up scores in this 3-shot shootout, something fierce in almost every gun. So let's get excited. We're about to see some serious stuff. We could have an upset here in the Blaser. So here we go. All right, so that was the B&P. That was a shocking performance from B&P. We know it's top tier. We know it's S tier ammo, but it has not been performing the greatest in the guns that we've selected thus far in the 3-shot shootout series. So it was very nice to see an ammo that I love so much perform so well in a gun. Now we got, right now, Winchester AA, 7.5 shot, 1,300 feet per second in 1/8 ounce payload to the Blaser 32-inch mod. I am curious how this is gonna perform. I guess there's only one thing to do. Shut up and shoot. Slight left on my part. I jerked the gun a little bit. That goes to show you, it doesn't matter how good you are, you can still whip it left. And sure enough, that's about off center by about 2 to 3 inches. Yeah, if you shifted it like that, that's about center, and that's about where I hit. So I did shoot a little low too, because I went this way and this way. So this is probably my shot. When I pulled the trigger, probably right about here. All right, so 35.25. 35.75. Let's try to find out what we would call the core. It's funny to hear all the BBs falling. All right, so that would be the core. Maybe even shift it over to include this a little bit, because this is a nice patch, or like strong density. This is still good. Like these I'm highlighting up here is just to show you that even out of the fringe of the optimum area for the bird, there's still some patches that you would absolutely hit with that. So around the target area, we got a lot of hits on target, but that's again because I pulled my shot down than I typically do. But in here, there's a bigger gaps. Nothing that's really going to equal a lost bird. Again, without the other dimension of shot string, which PCS team, Lee and I are researching how to get you high speed. So what I'm seeing here is it's solid, it's great, but it's more along the lines of the Browning ammunition, right? It has a nice strong pattern. It's a little spread out, which sometimes can be an advantage, sometimes. Remember, it's a shotgun, it's not a rifle. We're not shooting groups, we're shooting a pattern. This is not as evenly distributed compared to the B&P. That had the most even disbursement of the shot. Now let's get back up to the cart and we'll talk about who wins. So that was the Blaser FBX 32-inch barrels with mod over mod factory chokes, right? And they're made by Briley, for Blaser. So overarching, I gotta look at the footage, but I think that Browning, or I'm sorry, the B&P was the winner this round. And I think, from memory, B&P has its first victory by a bit, honestly. So thank you, Blaser. Mwah, mwah. Can you tell I'm a Blaser fanboy? All right. Thank you. This is Derek signing off from PCS 3-Shot Shootout. And with the beautiful help of Miss Lisa behind the camera, stick around, like, subscribe, make yourself at home in our channel. It's yours as far as we're concerned.